The Denver Broncos could shake up the entire landscape of the NFL draft by making this one move. So it's widely assumed that in the first or second round, the Denver Broncos are going to take a running back. It's one of their only big needs that they still have on their roster. For me, the other two big needs are defensive line because you need guys that you can rotate in. Zach Allen played an ungodly amount of snaps last year, and you're going to have to eventually extend both him and John Franklin Myers. In case those extensions don't get done, you need some depth on the defensive line. Then at the tight end position, Evan Ingram is your H tight end, your move tight end, but he's not an inline tight end. You've heard me regurgitate that same speech on this channel multiple times. I'm not going to do it again, but you still need a Y tight end because Adam Troutman's not going to get the job done. But in the first or second round, running back has been the most common mock for the Denver Broncos. But what if they don't go in that direction? What if they have something up their sleeve that does not involve them taking a running back high in the draft, but instead trading for a more proven player in the NFL? I want to go ahead and bring in this article here from NFL.com. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn was talking about Breece Hall and how the New York Jets plan to utilize him. Hall is a little bit disgruntled with the Jets right now, despite what Glenn claims in this article. And Glenn said that the Jets plan to use a 3 running back approach, despite apparently them being in a good place with Breece Hall. That running back rotation is going to include Braylon Allen, who broke out last year, as well as Isaiah Davis. Breece is not happy about this based on this tweet that he put out. First of all, this is just hilarious. But I do feel like Breece Hall wants to be the guy. He wants to be the RB1. Here in Denver, he would still be part of a rotation, but I think that he would be the feature back. Sean Payton would make it a point for him to be the feature guy, especially on early downs. He still likes Jaleel McLaughlin as a scat back, and I do think Audric Estime will get sprinkled in, and I also believe no matter what the Broncos do here, they will draft a running back at some point. They might even draft 2, but there are some damn good running backs that are going to be available in later rounds of the draft that could potentially fill an important role on this offense without you having to invest a premium pick in a volatile position like running back. I made a video talking about that yesterday, how NFL teams have such a high hit rate, and the Denver Broncos in particular have such a high hit rate on these late round running backs that it just baffles me that these teams are spending first round and second round picks on, quite frankly, mid players. I'm not saying that that's going to happen in this draft class because of how loaded it is, but I'd rather not take the risk here and go for a more proven player like Breece Hall. Let's look at Hall's production over these last 3 years. And last year, you have to take into account that he was, again, part of a rotation with Braylon Allen, but he still got 876 yards, over 4 yards per carry, and 5 rushing touchdowns on, quite frankly, a disaster of a New York Jets offense that was led by Nathaniel Hackett for the first part of the season, and then led by Todd Downing, who's not much better than Nathaniel Hackett for the latter half of the season. In 2023, he came really close, probably would have been 1 or 2 carries away from cracking 1,000 yards, 994 yards, 5 touchdowns. In 2022, his rookie season, he was going off in the first 5 or 6 games of the year. But in a game, ironically enough, here in Denver, he tore his knee up, blew up his ACL, and he ended up missing the rest of his rookie year. But in a rare case, he bounced back really well at the running back position coming off of a torn ACL. We saw Javonte Williams not be the same player ever since that injury, and you could argue that he probably hasn't hit his full potential. Breece Hall hasn't since that injury, but still, it's a lot better than what we saw out of Javonte Williams after his injury, and name many other running backs coming off of torn ACLs. This is one of the better bounce backs that I've seen, so I'm not scared about injuries whatsoever with Breece Hall. I think all that stuff is behind him, and I think that he is RB1 material, RB1, true RB1 material. I think that he has been proven to be a successful player in the NFL, and that is why the Denver Broncos could send maybe a 4th round pick to the New York Jets and get an RB1 without having to spend a premium pick. Then you are free to truly go best player available, top player on your board. You can do that, and you can just bolster the talent on this roster and add depth. That's what good teams have, is depth. Bad NFL teams have good starters, there's no doubt about that, but what they don't have is depth in the event that these starters go down. The Denver Broncos can reinforce and bolster this roster heading into the season. That way, you're not screwed if guys go down. The Broncos have had some fantastic injury luck over these past couple of years, but you still need to be able to have those reinforcements. The Philadelphia Eagles had guys who could step in the event that other guys went down. So having a healthy rotation at running back, because I still think you're going to address players there. Having a heavy rotation on the defensive line, that is huge, and that is how healthy rosters are built in the NFL. I am curious, Broncos country. Let me know in the comment section below. How would you feel if the Denver Broncos were to trade for Breece Hall? And I know that Omarion Hampton and Travion Henderson have been hot topic conversations for the Denver Broncos in round 1, but you look at the overall hit rate of first-round running backs, see my video that I put out yesterday. It's just not great, Bob. I think the Denver Broncos going out and trading for a more proven commodity in Breece Hall and then addressing defensive line, wide receiver in those early rounds of the draft, and then bringing in, let's just say, a Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt on day 3. I think JCM has some RB1 potential. So let me know in the comment section below, Broncos country. How would you feel if the Denver Broncos were to take that approach to filling one of their last needs on this roster in the running back position? Alright guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.